campground area. This once was a dueling ground. This is where gentlemen would come to settle their differences by shooting each other. See how it changed that much, haven't they? They would come here and they go a little bit more civilized, though. They stand back to back, take 10 paces, turn and fire. Then the loser of the duel would not have far to go. Just cross more of the fence in the Colonial Park Cemetery. This cemetery opened in 1750 and it was closed for burials in 1853. Out here in the center of the cemetery, there's a four-posted column structure made of marble right out there. That is a memorial to Button Gwinnett. Button Gwinnett was one of the signers of the Declaration of Independence. Less than a year after that, though, on May 16, 1777, he was a loser in one of those duels. He's buried somewhere on these grounds, but we're not completely sure where. When the Union troops occupied Savannah in 1864-1865, they used the cemetery as a campground. They moved most of the headstones to make room for their tents and their horses. The headstones that did remain here were vandalized. Names and names on them. So we're not completely sure who's buried here when they were born or when they died. There could be as many as 12,000 graves here. There are only about 600 markers remaining today. Look along the back wall of the cemetery there. You can see the white headstones lined up all the way down there. When the Union troops left, nobody knew where all those went, so they lined them up there. Those have been there for 145 years. You can walk through there, you'll see people who died before they were born, lived at the age of 453 or 612. It is open from 8 a.m. till 8 p.m. to the public, and the company stops that is number 7. Now, there's a lot of beautiful ironwork here in the city. Some of it is kind of hidden, though. You just have to look for it. Here on the right is a pretty gate in the entryway, simple thing on the side of the house there. And there's a different style of dolphin downspout on these houses here, fish. There's a place to drive your horse down here by the tree, a hitching post, in case you have to need something like that. But just around this corner there is the most beautiful gate. It's called the Orange Grove Gate. It's inset into the wall here on the right between the two little plants. Beautiful, intricate ironwire work here. You know, so close you get a picture. Now a lot of the ironwork actually depicts pineapples, and that is because pineapples are a sign of hospitality in the South. How it all got started is back in the old days when you were traveling, you didn't go for a weekend or a couple days at a time, you'd go for weeks or months at a time. Well, the lady in the house you were staying at would put pineapple up on the counter while you were there. If you woke up one morning and that pineapple was gone, well, that was your signal. If you had worn out your welcome, it was time to go home. It was her polite way of saying it's your house. And we're really good to you don't have to say where you take the pineapple down the way spot, no arguments. Now we're going to be coming into our colonial district next. Most of the buildings in this area are around 200 years old, and the oldest part of the city still standing. There were 3 fires that devastated Savannah. Those fires never got in this part of town. A lot of the wooden structures are still here. On our left, you'll see a little white house with black shutters. It was built in 1795, 211 years old. On the right, the pink one, and the white one next to it. The pink was all built in 1799 also. The white one is about 400 square feet. Not the smallest house, so I'll show you that in just a minute. Now this is Green Square. It's named for General Nathaniel Greene, Revolutionary War hero from Rhode Island. On our left, across the square, you see a church there, pink on the bottom and brick on the top. That is the Second African Baptist Church. It was from that church General Sherman gave his field order number 15. That had promised all the free slaves 40 acres and a mule. It was also from that church, though, a young man by the name of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. gave a sermon there. That sermon was called I Have a Dream. And later on, he gave that same sermon on his march to Washington. Now, if you look straight ahead of us here, you will see the tiniest house in Savannah. The little burgundy house there with yellow and brown trim on it. That was built in 1845. It's 200 square feet of living space. Look how short the door is. You have to get in. Now that looks like it's sitting in the backyard for the kids to play in. Playhouse. And it really is just one room. Bedroom, living room, kitchen, dining room in the same room, bathroom in the bath with a little laundry area there. That's it. Now a young couple did live in that house for a couple of years. And they're not together anymore, but they're trying to sell the house now for $279,000, which is ridiculous. Now we're going to be coming into Washington Square next. This is named for George Washington. He visited here in 1791. While he was here in Savannah,